Hi everyone, it's Fanny here and I'm so excited to do today's video because it's so exciting to have to experience other cultures somewhere. Today let's talk about the things that are really common in Zanzibar and yet it's not a big deal in Uganda, or some things that are big deal in Uganda and are not really a big deal in Zanzibar. So things that shocked me in Zanzibar is, the first thing is cats. I was so perplexed by the number of cats on my arrival in Zanzibar. There are so many cats. They are very healthy cats. They are everywhere, on the roof, in the compound, on the roads. And I'm like, wow, these people have so much cats. That's not really very common here in Uganda, because normally you find certain families have cats, but then maybe you may find stray cats. And you know, the most weird thing is that everyone is responsible for those cats in Zanzibar. At least I have seen on very many occasions just random people feeding the cats, and it shocked me. Number two, now, Tanzania. Zanzibar is in Tanzania, right? Now, we pronounce it as Tanzania. Tanzania. I'm going to Tanzania. We are in Tanzania. But those people pronounce their country as Tanzania, like Tanzania. Oh my God. The pronunciation is so different. And then another thing is, before actually going to Tanzania, you probably should know that Kiswahili is a big deal. Kiswahili is a big deal. And it's interesting. I traveled with Tanzania airline, and the announcements are being made in Kiswahili first, then English second. So while in Dar es Salaam, all announcements from the domestic flight section, all announcements were being made in Kiswahili. You people, Ugandans out there, please learn Kiswahili. Learn Kiswahili. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I think it's also shocking to them because they believe that Ugandans really speak Kiswahili. Yeah, there are Ugandans who speak Kiswahili, but they are not common. Business people or people who have been a bit exposed. Personally, I lived in Chigumba, which is a community in Uganda that specifically speak Kiswahili, but I can't speak the language, but I do understand it. That one I'm sure. So Kiswahili is a big deal. Then air conditioning. At least every household in Zanzibar has air conditioner. You people, every house, like every house, whether in the village, I even had a privilege to go deep, to move across the island, and people in the villages have air conditioning. And that brings me to the next thing, that is the weather. So the weather there, it is so warm. It is so warm to a point that when it is raining, you're not even feeling cold. Like, it could be raining and you're sweating. Like, it's very warm. It's hot. So that was really something that shocked me. I mean, the first day it rained, it got us out in the market and we couldn't feel any cold. It was hot. We were sweating. Like, that was a shock. Here in Uganda, when it starts raining, you're shivering already. Then the next thing, trash. You people, trash and plastics. Those people are really responsible for every trash and plastic bottles. And it's very hard to see plastic bags around, plastic bottles around. And the plastic bottles you see, you can't just throw it anyhowly. Not like here in Kampala, you see people just throw away plastic bottles wherever they want. But there, if you throw something, someone is coming to pick it up after you. Like, they are so responsible for it. And then they don't pack things in caveras, like plastic bags. Everything is paper bag. Rice, they'll pack for you in a paper bag. Our sugar. It's so nice. This is rice. Wakamini cooking oil. It's nice. Sugar, all that stuff. The only thing that are packed in caveras are basically these factory packed things, you know? And it's really interesting, the low level of use of plastics in that island. That was just a wow for me, you know? Because in Uganda, there are caveras everywhere, 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 everywhere. So another thing that shocked me are police. You can't see police anyhowly in Zanzibar. I think the time I have spent there, like I just saw one traffic police. That is all. Here in Uganda, like there are these small police posts everywhere, like you can see them everywhere. But in Zanzibar, I think it is so peaceful, and it's very rare to see policemen anyhowly. And then currency. Imagine you go to an ATM, maybe you're withdrawing 1 million shillings, and in Uganda you'll expect like this 50k notes coming up. Guess what? Like the money we're getting the highest, I think, is this 10k Tanzanian shillings. It's the highest. So you'll just have like a bunch of these, and even if it's not much money, someone would think like, oh, this is so much money, because it's just a bunch of 10k notes, and it's so many. In Uganda, we do have 50k notes. That's our highest currency. So if you're withdrawing like a huge amount of money, normally you'll get them in 50k notes. But in Tanzania, 10,000 is the highest, and that was so much interesting. Then we have water. Water. Not that they don't have water, they do have water, but it does not come automatically in the house. I've seen most homes, most places where I was living, there's like a switch for water. So you turn on the water, it pumps in the pipe, and then that's when you'll be able to use it. So if the water is not enough, or if the pressure of the water is low, that's how you know that, you know what, I need to turn on, like they control water with a switch, and that is so cool. In Uganda, you have a meter, and the meter is automatically bringing the water into the house. You don't have to turn it on or off. You just turn it on once and leave it there, and you'll constantly be having water flowing in. So that was really cool. Like, it's so cool. You just turn on the switch, choo, water comes, choo, water goes. Oh, God. And then lastly, one last thing, like everyone has house numbers. Like all those people have house numbers. Remember I told you I went to the spice farms deep in the village. Deep in the village, those people, each of their houses have house numbers. That's not a thing here. That's not a thing here in Uganda. Like, there are places that have house numbers, but not everywhere. But in Zanzibar, every single house has a house number. So you cannot easily get lost. If you're on the street, you can say, I'm on house number this. But in Uganda, you can get lost somewhere, and then someone will tell you, turn left. If you see maybe a mango tree, then turn right. Like, that's how they'll direct you. But this side, like, the house numbers are there, so you'll know if you're at the right place or not. So one last thing, nightlife. Zanzibar, why do you all move out at midnight from a bar or restaurant? Like, when it clocks midnight, you realize everyone is going home. The DJ is closing, the bars are closing. I don't know whether it was me who went in a bad season, but that's basically what happened for the three to four times I've gone out. So the first time you go, like, because here in Uganda, the party is starting like maybe at 10. So if you're going to close at midnight, then that means you're going to enjoy for 1 hour. So anyway, in Uganda, party after party, up to morning. So guys, so thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what is your most culture shock in a place that you went for the first time, and how did it go?